Okie dokie, my friends. Good morning. It is Thursday, March 20th of 2025, and we are now on the June 2025 contract. So we have officially rolled over. Probably yesterday morning would have made more sense, but I wanted to have the charts marked up correctly. So here we are. Obviously, volume is a hell of a lot higher here now on the new contract. So we'll be moving on to that now. So just an FYI, get rid of that. Let's look at what happened here yesterday. I think there actually were a couple really beautiful opportunities if you were looking to trade. We're going to go back to the old contract. I marked it up with the levels we had on there yesterday. So let's take a look here, and we'll go ahead and hide the new levels. You know they're in here somewhere. And hide those. I'm hoping it doesn't get rid of my levels. Okay. So I wanted to show you just a couple things, still kind of parrying off of all the 3-minute stuff we've been talking about. Yesterday we had some real picture perfect stuff. So let's go to the 3-minute as well. And you can see that vertical line is the open. And so I'm going to make the case here that we had 3 perfect long opportunities yesterday, whether you traded or not. I did not trade. I expected it to be slow, low volume, and choppy, which it basically was for the first couple hours. In fact, for the first, on this old contract here, you can see this is basically the entire day right here. So it took its time, but they did pull back right into the VWAP out of the open here. Well, I should say maybe 15 minutes after the market open, they come right to the VWAP and the 200 moving average. When they do that, you can see as they're testing it on this candle, we're getting extreme divergence compared to the previous swing. And on the 3-minute, look at what that 3-minute looked like. I saw this. I saw this when it was pulling back, but again, I just did not want to trade. So we have what could be a potential bullish divergence. And again, we're pulling back right into the 200 and the VWAP there. And then as you can see, we don't go through the 200 by more than about 1 point, if that, and then we get that first pop out. So that was the first opportunity of the day to jump in on that side. And then as you can see, they push out, they get through the first roadmap level, pull back to it, bounce to the tick. In fact, there was a big bullish divergence there for your opportunity to kind of aggressively buy that breakout. And then they come right to the back end of our next roadmap level, where we did get a nice clear bearish divergence for the pullback. But that's not what I'm really talking about here. This trade here and this trade here were scalps based off of 512 signals, right? So on the pullback, that's where I'm making an argument that we had a very, very clear buy opportunity yesterday as they were pulling back into that previous little swing from the overnight session. We also had obviously 50% of the day before. And as they peak down into the roadmap level there, you get your perfect bullish divergence as the 3-minute is giving you potential as well. So this was a very clear, if we were sitting here, I would have told you guys that we've actually have a pretty sweet little setup starting to form right at our 50% level. And as you can see, it ducked through from 43 to 41.5 for less than 2 points and got you your next push, only to come up right to our next roadmap level where we failed about one tick in front, right? And these are the levels from the old contract. We're looking at the March 2025 futures contract for the ES. Comes right to our roadmap level. Again, this is all just so textbook. Hold the VWAP, push to the next roadmap level, pull back off of it to the tick, come down into 50% of the day before, bounce from there, and then fail one tick in front of the next roadmap level. So great little opportunity if you were looking to fade that move. And then we had the next 3-minute signal, which alerted you to buy the pullback into the 50%. Now, it alerted you to buy every little swing. So it alerted you to buy, I believe, right off 50% again. and you did get a little trade out of it. If you bought 50%, you didn't take much risk, and you got yourself a little 4 point scalp to the roadmap level. You could have bought from the VWAP where we started to get that very clear reversal pattern. Whoops. Very clear reversal pattern on the 512, and we saw the same on the 3 minute as well. Very clear picture there to try that long with, again, how much risk? A tick, one tick of risk, and you got another little 5. Well, this is a 10 point, 11 point bounce right to the FMA. So again, here's a 3 minute and 512 scalp setup that gives you over 10 points with maybe 1 or 2 ticks of risk, and then you should have known to take your profit right at the FMA, and you would have nailed the swing high. So from 38 all the way to 51. Pretty sexy little trade there. And then finally, they come down right into, actually, if you really look at it, they use the next roadmap level. So it was quite literally our textbook stair step. First level, second level, third level, and then fourth level. And each level gave you an actionable trade with a divergence. And again, you would have been able to scalp 5-pointer there, an 11-pointer there, a 3 or 4-pointer there. And then finally, they come down to that next roadmap level. They break it by 1.5 points, and then we get the major breakout from there. And if you missed that trade, my friends, still seeing all of the bullish divergences forming on the 3 minute here, write it off there. We then get a perfect opportunity to get in on the trade on the pullback right there. Okay, so we get a bullish divergence from that swing, and then from there, you got your trade. Now, if you looked into the 3 minute chart as it was pulling back to that, there, I don't believe there was any true strong signal there, despite what my analyzer is automatically telling you. I think it's telling you to buy because of this signal here. So that was the divergence on the 512. And if you were looking to get long, expecting this 3 minute and 512 signal to follow through for a bigger push, well, what did you get? The tag of the 50% level, maybe a 2-point break. I think it was just 1.5 points again. And then you got the breakout to the upside. And then at the end of the day, just to show you here just how incredible this stuff really is, we then stair step up the roadmap levels up to the high of the day. So let's look. We've got the hold from 50% of the day before. We come up basically into the roadmap level at 62 for the pullback. You get all of those aggressive buys off the FMA the whole way until obviously we pull back at the end of the day there. So there were great long opportunities that it started to look like we were going to get a big breakout from there. And I'm pretty sure as well, we had a 15-minute bullish signal lining up here right from this test of 50% of the week before. So the 15-minute chart was showing it, the 3-minute chart was showing it, and my 30-minute chart was showing it. So as we bounced off 50% of the previous week, we had 3-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, all pointing to the bulls. So getting long on the pullbacks here, on these more aggressive pullbacks, could have been a good trade that got you the bounce of the day, right? So looking at this stair step, again, holding 50% of last week, stepping up to 50% of the day before. Then we get up through the levels, hold the next one, and pull back right to it. So you've got 1, you've got 2, we get through the next roadmap level, we pull back right to it to the tick and bounce off of it. And so there's another very, very low risk opportunity. And then it comes up and pulls back right off of the next roadmap level. So technically a short that gave you a little scalp, but it gets up through there and comes back right to the roadmap level. So there's push through, pull back, push through, pull back to the tick, push through, pull back basically to the tick. And then they come all the way up, and at the end of the day, we get that pullback, right? So lots of great opportunities yesterday, even though I didn't trade because I did expect it to be low volume and choppy. I ended up missing out on really easy trades because the market was moving In fact, what was it when Kevin was like, I think your screen is frozen. And I thought it was frozen too. And then I realized it was just because the market was barely moving, at least on the old contract. So the market was moving very slow. So these setups, you had time to just kind of watch this slowly start to come in and then sit here for, however many minutes it was and see the 3 minute signal line up. You had plenty of time to act. You had basically no risk on all these setups I'm talking about, and you should have been able to make some money, right? And then you even were able to fade the back end of these roadmap levels as we pushed into them. So plenty of opportunity. And then at the end of the day, if you were looking for a trade, my friends, what did we get? We got the textbook pullback to the 200. Okay? And if you're watching this and you see this rolling over off the FMA, it goes right through the first roadmap level, but gives you that trade off the next one, right? So this was, in my opinion, was probably a pretty clear rollover. I don't know if I would want to be buying that once we see that, but hey, didn't work on the first level. Second level, you got your scalp that turned into a 5-point freaking bounce, more than 5 points. Looks like nothing, but you can make quick 250 on that. And then comes right to your 200, gives you that absolutely beautiful, and this was probably moving pretty damn slow here. So you had plenty of time to watch this start to form, see that super clear bullish divergence there, and jump in on that trade. You're wrong, basically at 74.5, and you would have got yourself a 25-point bounce, only for it to fail right off the roadmap level, where you had a short opportunity with the bearish divergence for the pullback at the end of the day. So that's how yesterday crumbled. I'm telling you, still plenty of beautiful opportunities despite the current environmental conditions, if you will. And as we came into the overnight session last night, just to bolster our 3-minute argument, what did we have right as the market opened yesterday into Globex? We had our 3-minute hinting at a whole bunch of bullish divergence from right where the market closed. So as we pushed into Globex here, we had all these 3-minute bullish signals. And then from there, we got that big bounce last night. So they pushed all the way up. And you can see they did come right to the first roadmap level for the pullback, which was 5 points again. Another 5-point scalp off the roadmap level with almost no risk. You get the long on the way up off of the VWAP there with big bullish divergence last night. Huge opportunity there to buy and get yourself what is probably a 10-point bounce from 98 to 06, so just almost 10 points. And now here we are coming into the open. We got this sexy pullback. Notice if we were to still be on the new contract or the old contract, this basically came right down into the roadmap level here for the bounce. And now we're rejecting off 50% of the previous day. So lots of great price action. Let's go up. We got our new contract here. We can take a look at how price is reacting on the new contract levels real quick, and then we'll jump up to the higher time frames here. So what happened to my levels? I've got to add them to the chart. So drawing objects, go ahead and make sure everything is visible. There we go. I was going to say, what the heck? So you can see now we've got our new levels on the new contract built out here. You can delete that old stuff I drew on the chart. And you can see last night they come right up into the major roadmap level at 55.25 here. Reject off of it, get above it and hold above it, get below it, hold below it. You can see if you really zoom in, even though it looks like, oh, we just popped through that level. No, we came to it, we pulled back, we got above it, we bounced above it, we got back below it, we held below it, and they even right here got back above it and tried to hold above it, and now here is the failure, right? So it wasn't a kiss to the tick, but you can see all of the relevance of that 55.25 level there. So we pull back, and now where did we bounce coming into the open? Oh, what do you know? Our roadmap level basically to the tick. So as we come into the open here, we're holding that next roadmap level area and rejecting off the 200. I feel like that's all I talk about is the same setups happening over and over again. So that's our little review for the last day. Let's go ahead and jump up now to the higher time frames and see what they have to say for this morning.